everybody, Marianne Zander. Today I'm here to talk about diffusers. So depending on where you live in the world, you might have access to different types of diffusers. I'm actually going to be talking through doTERRA's Lumo and Petal diffusers. And if you're new to essential oils and you're thinking, what's a diffuser? Why do I use them? Well, if you're using things like plug-in air fresheners or aerosol sprays or even some candles which use synthetic fragrances, these types of products, while they might smell nice, they're actually quite disruptive to our systems. They're oftentimes full of chemicals and, like I said, synthetic fragrances and stuff, which can be really hard on our endocrine system or our hormonal system, as well as our respiratory system. I know that my husband's quite allergic to some of those synthetic fragrances. So diffusers, especially when you're using them with high quality essential oils like doTERRA, offer us a much nicer, more natural way of purifying the air. But also, if you're using these high quality oils, they can oftentimes kill about 99% of those airborne pathogens that are around us. So as we go through seasonal changes, or if there's any sort of little seasonal bugs or nasties going around, using your diffusers can actually offer some additional support to your body. And like I said, make the air smell nice as well, right? So depending on the oils that you're using, you can get some uplifting oils. You can use your oils to help focus and concentrate, or help with relaxation and sleep and all those types of things as well. So with doTERRA's diffusers, they actually are ultrasonic diffusers, right? So it's not like a humidifier or a vaporizer that heats up the water. There's a little disc down the bottom. I don't know if you can see that, but that little disc, when this is plugged in, it actually starts to vibrate. And as it vibrates, the water starts to move around, and those essential oils, they stay in their full molecular structure and they start to come up, and so they start to smell really lovely around you. The other cool thing is that those particles will stay in the air for quite a long time. So for instance, if I turn a diffuser on in a room and have it going for a little while and then turn it off, if I go back into that room later, if it's been closed up, I can actually still smell the oils in the air. So they're really helping to service for a lot longer and stuff. So not only are they safer, they're healthy, they've got some additional properties in there, and they're much more long lasting too. So they work with negative ions. I don't think I've mentioned that, but negative ions are really prolific in nature. So that's how they work. But let's talk about the Lumo diffuser. Okay, so this is the Lumo, and it's on right now, and you can barely hear it. You've just got like a little bit of a bubbling noise that's going on in the background. Like I said, there's no heat on this, so if the kiddos accidentally knock it over, or if the indoor pets come in and tussle it around a little bit, there's no concern about anybody getting burned or anything. Very quiet, very lightweight, but it's also very stable on that base there. So the Lumo has different timer options on here. So you can run this one for 2 hours or 5 hours consistently, or you can put it on an intermittent timer where it goes on for 5 minutes, off for 5 minutes, and will last for 10 hours, which is great, especially if you want to use this overnight to get the kids, through a night's sleep, or even if you want to run it through the day and you don't want to be constantly going back and forth to turn on the diffuser. The other cool thing with this is it's got a little light feature. So that's the regular white light. It's very subtle. It acts like a nice little night light or little candle light. It's a little subtle. You can turn it off, or it's got different colored features that it'll go through. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's like a blue color, you've got green, there's an orange color, dark purple, I think like a lighter purple, and sort of like a lighter color. And you can either turn it on, you can turn it off, or you can actually cycle it through all those lights for a very cool display. I usually either have mine off or just like on the little white light. So that's the Lumo. Something like this will actually service about 30 square meters. Or if you're in the States, that's roughly 323 square feet. So this one lives in our lounge room, and we live in an open plan home. So this pretty much does the main area of the house. So really affordable and efficient and effective. So that's the Lumo. The other one I wanted to talk about today is the Petal diffuser, the 2.0 model, which unfortunately I don't have just quite yet, but I do have the original Petal, which is quite similar. The new one has some additional features though. So this is what the Petal looks like. This is the original model. The 2.0 actually has a much smarter looking base on it. This one's purple, but the new one has sort of like a light wood looking base on it. So it's a little bit more, more modern looking. The other difference too is that the 2.0, while it still has the light feature, so this has either the white light or no light, it also, the new one, has some different timer options on it where you can run it either 2 hours or 6 hours consistently, or you have that intermittent timer which will get you through 12 hours. So that's a nice, great one to have too. Again, nice, lightweight, sturdy base, very simple to pack down, and the cleaning on these things is super simple as well. So depending on the oils that you're using, something like vetiver or sandalwood sometimes can leave a little bit of like, I don't know, like a little bit of a residue just because they're quite thick oils. So to clean it out, and to be honest, I probably don't clean mine as much as I probably should, but cleaning out, just dump the water out of there, put a little bit of white vinegar in here, just a little bit, and if you're not loving the way that the vinegar smells, you can add a little bit of lemon essential oil in there. Run it for a couple minutes, toss out the water, and get just like either a soft cloth or a paper towel, drawing that out, being mindful of that little disc down the bottom. Don't get in there and really scrub at it, because it can be a little bit sensitive. So either just dab it gently, or sometimes I'll use like a little Q-tip or cotton bud to get in there and clean it out. And then when you want to use these, I probably should have mentioned, you're only filling the water level to that red dot right there, okay? So if you happen to overfill it, sometimes the diffusers won't work, or you'll get a lot of bubbling that comes out the top of it. So just to that red dot there, add a couple of drops of essential oil, and bingo bango, you're on and running. So those are the diffusers. There are some others that doTERRA offer, but these are the two that I'm talking about today. If you're still using those synthetic products, definitely consider getting rid of those, going with a more natural option that can not only help your home and office smell better, but offer some additional support to you as well. All right, that's enough for me. If you have any questions, get in touch, and definitely start using your diffuser. We'll talk to you guys soon.